amigos, welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here with me. Today we're gonna cook this amazing Mexican dish called chilaquiles. Staple of the Mexican cuisine, especially for brunch. Warning, this is a warning. After this recipe, wherever you go, you're gonna try them and you're gonna be like, they're good, but mine are better. So let's check out the ingredients because I'm starving. So for this recipe, we're gonna need cilantro, 4 Roma tomatoes, half an onion, 2 chile guajillos, 2 garlic cloves, 3 chile de arbol, chicken powder, queso fresco, salt, chorizo, and of course, tortillas. Okay, let's start the salsa. So for this recipe, we're gonna start by cleaning our chiles. See, like this one. Okay, I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna show you with the other one. We're gonna take the stick off. I think that's how it's called. Then with some scissors, we're gonna cut it in half and we're gonna take the seeds out. And voila. Okay, we're ready to move on to the next step. Come on over, guys. Let's start with the salsa. But first, a tip. If you don't want to get yelled at, use an ugly old pan. You'll see later what I'm talking about. I got yelled so many times because I will always ruin my mom's brand new pans. So please use an old pan. We're gonna start by placing some oil in a pan. And whenever it gets hot, we're gonna start roasting our peppers. I want you to notice the color and how fast it's gonna change. So just be careful so you don't burn your chiles, because then your salsa is not gonna taste good. Look at that, beautiful. Now let's do los chiles de árbol. These ones get burnt so fast. It's literally like 10 seconds on each side. See, flip them and they're ready to get out. In the same pan that now has roasted flavor oil, we're gonna place our tomatoes that I cut in quarters. There's a garlic clove. And a quarter of an onion that I sliced. Our salsa has been here on medium-high heat for the past 5 minutes, and let me show you what we want. We want that. We want our salsa, our tomatoes to get roasted so we can get that amazing flavor in our salsa. We just don't want boiled regular salsa. We want a roasted, delicious salsa. And the reason I was always getting yelled at by my mom, it's because the roasted tomatoes tend to stick to the pan. And it's very hard to take that off. So I learned the hard way not to use the nice pans, use the ugly ones. While our salsa's over there sizzling, we're gonna start cutting our tortillas to make our chips. We're gonna stack some tortillas and then we're gonna cut them by half. We're gonna flip them like this and we're gonna cut them by half again. And you can just leave them like this if you want to, but I find they're a little bit too big, so I cut them by half again. And that's it. Just make sure they're not sticking together so we can have a better result when we deep fry them. And for now, we're just gonna set them aside. Another 5 minutes have passed by, and now let's go check our salsa. Our salsa, our tomatoes are looking really cooked. As you can see, they're very pasty, very soft, and that's exactly what we want. Finally, moving on to blending our salsa. Remember to add those peppers that we roasted earlier. Those ones are gonna give you a lot of flavor in this salsa, so don't forget about those. Okay, from here, we can go 2 different ways. We can go with chorizo or without chorizo, but the one with chorizo is my favorite way. The other one's more simple. We're just gonna cook it in some oil, and that's it. We're ready to go. We're ready to start serving our chilaquiles. But this recipe goes with chorizo, and I'm gonna show you the chorizo way. If you're liking this recipe, don't forget to go follow me on TikTok. Next, we're going to pour some oil in a pan and we're gonna let it get warm. Whenever it does, add your chorizo. And we're going to cook it for 3 to 5 minutes. If this is your first time cooking chorizo, don't worry. You just need to wait until it changes color, until all the big chunks are into tiny little small pieces and it looks crispier. Just like this. As you can see, the color changed and now we have small pieces of chorizo and it looks crispier. And that's exactly what we want. When our chorizo is ready, we're gonna add our salsa. We're gonna let our salsa simmer there for the next 5 minutes so it can gather all of these amazing flavors together. Then after that, we're gonna start seasoning. Specifically for salsas, you always wanna wait until the very end to season. Why? Because during the process of making the salsa, we're gonna lose some water and also we're gonna add more ingredients that have their own salt. Therefore, we wanna wait until the very end so we don't oversalt our salsa. Let's try our salsa to make sure it's good for us. Remember, we all have different palates and what I might like, you might not. So I'm gonna leave you my suggestions here, but you can add more or you can add less. It's totally up to you. Whenever you love your salsa, let's set it aside and start frying some chips. Let's put some oil in a pan. We're going to wait until the oil reaches 350 Fahrenheit, which is the most common temperature for frying. But if you don't have a thermometer and you're like, Carla, how am I supposed to know when the oil's ready? Don't you worry, let me show you how. We're going to use a dummy chip. Dunk it in the oil, and if there's a lot of bubbles coming out of the chip, like the ones you're seeing right now, then it means our oil is ready to go. We want to make sure you don't put too many tortillas in your pot. Otherwise, the tortillas are not going to get crunchy enough. And no one likes soggy chips. Let's be real, amigos, nobody likes that. Ooh, look at these chips, guys! It's been a few minutes now, and our chips have this amazing golden brown color that I love. So I'm ready to take them out, and I'm going to season with some fine salt. I only like to do salt, but you can add as much spices, many spices as you like. You know, the sky's the limit. You can do paprika, oregano, whatever you like. Right now, here in my house, we're only gonna do salt. Now that our chips are ready, let's start plating. So now we're gonna grab our salsa and we're gonna pour over it. There's people that like to place the chips into the salsa, but I don't like it that way. Lots of salsa. Then I'm gonna put some onions. Then I have some cilantro over here that I cut in chiffonade. Now we're gonna grab some queso fresco. Ooh, look at that. Now we're gonna put some crema. And lastly, voila! I cut some more of this cilantro so I can put more here. Yes, it's exactly what it needed. Okay, let's go have a bite.
And now, the moment we have been waiting for. Food dancing! Yes, this tastes so good! I got so excited I forgot how to speak in English. That's how good they are. Well, this was the recipe, guys. Thank you for joining me. You know what they say, that food always tastes better whenever you share it. La comida siempre sabe mejor cuando se comparte. So thank you for sharing this plate with me today. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more recipes. Adiós, hasta luego.